Welcome to another edition of 42 Straight Years In. On my crackhead update, me and my old lady went up to 7-Eleven yesterday, which was Saturday, and went inside the store, purchased gas, pay for it. So she went in the store with me. Coming out of the store, it's a black chick who was pregnant. She was pushing a shopping cart, and a Hispanic chick with long ass hair. She was young, long ass hair, come all the way down past her ass. Anyway, black chick walked up to me. She said, "Help two sisters out." I looked at her. I said, "What you need?" She said, "What we need, man. You see our condition. Right off the muscle, she getting too damn flamboyant. Lady, you pregnant and homeless. You ain't in no position to talk fly or to talk shit." Now I would have gave her a couple dollars, but she just was a little too damn fly. Inside the store, I noticed she paid for her merchandise. She got a couple bags of chips and sodas and a bottle of water. She paid for it with a food stamp, so she do have an EBT card. And she said, "Man, we need money, man." I said, "Everybody in America need money." She said, "Oh, pimp daddy, to be old school, you should know how things go. You supposed to help a bitch out." So me and my old lady just walked away and got in the car, left her ass standing there looking stupid. I would have helped her out. My old lady would have helped her out, but she talked too much shit. That's my crackhead update. Y'all know what it is. Get your shanks out and let's get ready to ride. Y'all had someone in the comment section say, "It appears your crackhead updates are lies or something that really didn't happen." I don't know what type of metropolitan area you live in, but in the city of Dallas, drug addicts all over the place. Now, where I live at is East Dallas. They got high rises, $1 million homes over here, and they got some projects. Not that many, but they got projects over here. And they got dope fiends that hang out over here. They just don't hang out over here as bad as they would in South Dallas or Oak Cliff. Because a lot of people over here got money and good ass jobs and shit, and it's a high police presence. They're gonna call the cops on your ass. But everywhere you go around here, you're gonna see some drug addicts. They're easy to find. You know, if I really want to do a hell of a drug addict story, I can just go to South Dallas, off of Al Lipscomb Way and Park. Man, they everywhere. And you ain't gotta say shit to them. Just get out of your car, walk around, or go in this store on Al Lipscomb. Guaranteed they're gonna talk to you. Or I can go to Oak Cliff on Ledbetter, Gold Star. Everybody from Dallas knows that. It's right across from Sweet Georgia Brown. Man, you can do a movie over there. There's so many dope fiends over there, sleeping in dumpsters, getting naked, walking around. You see all type of shit. So doing a crackhead up there is easy. Better yet, I can just go downtown Dallas in the West End. They're all over the place, sitting at the train station, sitting at the bus station, all ding zonked out. You're going to see a fight, somebody selling drugs, another person trying to rob them. You see all type of shit. So it's easy to do a crackhead update. And due to YouTube guidelines, certain things I just don't say on YouTube. Or I see more than that. They're easy to find. And I was looking at the comment section of the Lockdown 23 in one video I did, an interview I did last year. And somebody in the comment section, I was speaking on Texas, back in the day had the furlough program. He said, I was in prison from 79 to 82, and I never seen a furlough program. Well, you can go read the Ruiz versus Estelle lawsuit. All you got to do is Google it, furlough work release program. And that federal judge ordered Texas prison to start granting furloughs and to have up to 300 inmates on any given day on work release. Now, those guys are housed at the Jessup unit. They work inside of Houston. They take them in vans to Houston, to their job, and they pick them up when they get off work. Just because you're in a prison don't mean you know every aspect of what's going on around you. It's the same way as guys who sentenced under the so-called aggravated law, 3G law. They have an aggravated sentence. They can't tell you a damn thing about how that aggravated law works, even though they sentenced under that legislative act. They don't know jack shit about it. So logic dictates during your course of incarceration from 79 to 82, you didn't know jack shit about the furlough program. I was back at the East Ham unit, and they had the furlough program. I went on 2 of them myself. To me, and you know, this crime is so rampant now and so violent, it can be slowed down. Start uniform sentencing. Place it on social media, newspapers, give X amount of years or whatever they decide on, number of years or life for murder and for robbery. You serve your time flat. Abolish the parole board. The guys who still on parole, keep the law, and you know, it can't be applied retroactive. Those guys will keep their parole, but the ones who coming out of prison, it be incentivized sentencing. You must help yourself. If a guy, at one time in 84, the legislature tried to pass an act where if you graduated from a college program or received a college degree, you make your first parole. That never made it out of the legislature. It shot it down. So if a guy get a GED, so many months or a year or whatever they decide on, be deducted from his sentence. If he participates in self-help programs, more deductions, but no parole. Now, I don't know what would be a good number for murder, for taking someone's life, but discontinued plea bargains. No plea bargain. Uniform sentencing. You commit that crime, everybody receive the same punishment. Everybody. And if you got degrees to it, it still be a maximum sentence for that degree of murder. Naturally, first degree is going to be in the higher sentencing range. Capital murder going to be in the absolute highest category. You know, to me, the death penalty don't work because everybody don't receive death penalty. There's so many guys got capital murder who was allowed to plea bargain. Or they testified in the state's behalf and receive a lesser sentence. Even though he committed the identical same offense as the other guy. In some situation, a guy's been executed and he wasn't even the killer. The guy who was the actual killer, he received life. The guy who never shot no one, he was convicted under the law of parties and he wouldn't plead guilty, so they took him in front of a jury and gave him the death penalty and executed him. I don't see nothing fair about no death penalty. You know, the world is not fair. The world don't owe nobody anything. You know, the universe got plans for you. If you don't plant a seed, no crop's gonna grow. And no one is gonna save you. You gotta make it happen yourself. No one is gonna save you. People who are religious say, well, God will help me out. He's gonna redeem me from my circumstances. Not true. He might sustain you in order to make it through the hard rigors of prison life. But your penalty for your sin is incarceration. And according to Scripture, there's no redemption for murder. You can't be redeemed for murder. I don't give a shit about what you pray or what scripture you quote. It's nothing happening. Read it. It's in there. And this is a short video because I don't know how long tomorrow we're going to be playing chess. Me and Sock Walker are going to meet on the Margaret Hunt Bridge again and play chess starting at 8:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning. That's our start time. I don't know how many games we're going to play or how long it's going to last. I don't know when I'll make it back to the house to do a video. So I'm doing this video on a Sunday, just in case I'd be too busy tomorrow. You know, one thing we know, the present laws are not effective. If they were effective, why so much crime? These people is killing like it's going out of style. There's so much violence. All over the place is violence. And it's not a deterrent to anything. So you definitely need uniformed sentencing. That would work. Put it on social media, Instagram, YouTube channels, everything. Hey, you commit a murder in the state of Texas, this is what's going to happen to you. Let them young guys know you're going to spend 50 flat years or whatever years they decide in prison. Or maybe life with never ever receiving parole. It's life without parole. That is the hardest punishment they got. The death penalty is easy. You don't feel no pain. It's the same way as you have an open heart surgery. They take your heart out and doctors have it in their hand. And you don't feel that. Same way with the lethal injection. They put you to sleep first. Then they run the poison. Hell, you don't feel anything. You just lay there and go to sleep. And I've read a lot of death penalty cases where the victim complained, he died too easy. My loved one didn't die that easy. They died screaming, begging for their life and suffering. Give a guy life. I spent all them years in prison, and I started getting worried, man. I saw a lot of the old guys I knew, man, they were on walking canes. I remember when they were young and vibrant people, boxing and playing basketball and walking around talking shit. Now they old gray-haired men. I used to look around, I say, damn, I wonder, do I look the same way as those guys? Because mentally, prison will break your ass down if you allow it. Everybody's not mentally tough to handle 25, 30, 40 years in prison. They not mentally tough to handle that. You may can get past the physical aspect of it, but what about the mental aspect of it? They go hand in hand. One without the other, and you're going to fail. Leave a guy in prison for the rest of his natural life and let him grow an old-ass man where he can no longer defend himself. He in a wheelchair, still rotting in that damn prison. You want him to suffer. That's suffering. That's why a lot of guys got a hell of a workout regimen. They work out hard. They want to keep their health. They know once you start getting sick in there, it's a wrap, baby. It's over with for you. And younger guys, they are the same way if they want to get rid of gang members. If they could revert, which it's impossible to do because of the federal courts, if they could revert, if Texas prison could revert back to their old system of solitary confinement, where they fed you a teaspoon of beans, a teaspoon of beets, a teaspoon of turnip greens, or it's going to be a vegetable, 3 times a day for 15 days. In 6 months, they would have maybe 200 gang members in the whole prison system that could hang on. Because those guys back in the day were way tougher than these fucking modern guys. And I saw some of the old guys, man, they dreaded going to that solitary confinement. And the old guys couldn't hang. They laying up in administrative segregation, got radios, go to visitation, got books, magazines to read, got recreation. Go to that old solitary. You never came out of your cell except Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to take a shower and shave. Back to that cell. And they used to close the door. You'd be in total fucking darkness. They might would leave the light on in your cell, but they would close the door and they gave you a little small Bible. You slept on a little foam mattress. You wore a gown. And I had somebody in my comment section ask to speak on the food loaf. You receive food loaf, which is, say, for breakfast. Everything they had for breakfast, they take that and put it in one of those large-ass pots, and they cook it. And they bake it, put it in the oven, and bake it into a loaf. And that's what you eat. Most of the time, they only send you the food loaf. I think the maximum term is 7 days. You get that 3 times a day. Then also, they got paper gown restriction. You spit on the guard. They come take all your clothes, take everything out of your cell, and you wear clothes and a mask made out of paper. They got little mind games to play with you. And like I said, a lot of guys, like administrative segregation make a lot of guys break. And I don't see nothing tough about segregation. Just being in that cell by himself. Now there's no TVs in there, said. You ain't got shit except your radio, your fan, your typewriter. You can purchase commissary. I think it's $60 every 2 weeks for administrative segregation. That's it. I seen guys break under that. I know damn well they would break under the old solitary system. Keep him in there 15 days, run him 3 times back to back. They would take you out for 3 days and feed you, then start your 15 all back over. I know these little punk ass dudes in these so-called games, they wouldn't last. They'd be Xing out. You see them all walking around with 50-pound Bibles. Hey man, the Lord got the crooks now, man. I ain't got nothing against the Bloods no more. You tongue go blasting. Hey man, TS is my brothers, man. Shit, I don't even know why I stabbed that TS dude, man. He's my brother. They couldn't hang with that old ass solitary. I done seen a lot of fucking guys break. It wasn't but a few guys at one of those prisons could handle that shit. Didn't whine and complain, didn't give a shit. I met several guys, they didn't give a shit. They say the hell with solitary. I don't give a fuck about that solitary. They can handle it. You had to be mentally and physically tough to deal with that solitary. Just think, a teaspoon of beans, teaspoon of sauerkraut, and a teaspoon of beets. Twice a day, 15 days. Just think about it. You say you can't lose weight, try that diet. I guarantee you it'll work. And you got all the water you want to drink, but no food. Y'all stay ready. These fools think they're going to get another stimulus check. We don't know what the hell the government going to do. But right now they're getting broke. Crackheads coming out of the motel, looking around, looking at the fucking ground, looking for this lost piece of dope he lost 30 days ago. So y'all stay ready to ride on these chumps. Follow me on Patreon. Like and subscribe. And I thank you for watching.